On a cool and pleasant autumn afternoon, a group of friends decided to spend the weekend hiking and camping in the forest. The group consisted of 5 people: Sophia, Lucas, Felipe, Fernanda, and Anna. Sophia was the leader of the group and always organized outdoor activities, while Lucas was the fearless adventurer who always got excited about the craziest ideas. Felipe was the calmest of the group, but he was still lively and fun, and Fernanda and Anna were Sophia's closest friends, always cheering the group up with their jokes and funny stories. They lived in a city nearby the forest and were used to hiking and exploring nature. Despite having different personalities, they all shared a common passion: outdoor adventures. They were excited to spend the weekend in the forest and enjoy the beauty of nature together. They had never ventured on this trail before, but had heard about its exotic beauty and the diversity of animals that inhabited the region. As they advanced, the afternoon gave way to darkness that slowly enveloped them. However, the dense darkness of the night was no match for the courage of the friends, who were well equipped with lanterns and enough supplies to face any challenge that came their way. The sound of leaves rustling in the wind and the singing of nocturnal animals created a mysterious and unsettling atmosphere, but the friends continued ahead, determined to reach the clearing where they would camp that night. However, the winding trail led them deeper into the forest, and the darkness that had once seemed like a mere shadow now felt dense and almost palpable. The friends walked in silence, focused on their own emotions and expectations. The cold wind howled among the trees, making the dry leaves whisper an unsettling sound. Occasionally, some small nocturnal creature moved in the shadows, which made the group startle. As they advanced, the howls of the wolves became more intense and frequent. The 2 boys in the group, Lucas and Felipe, began to worry but tried to remain calm, telling themselves that they were just animals. But when they realized that the howls were getting closer and seemed to be surrounding them, fear took over. They tried to speed up the group's pace, but the trail became steeper and more difficult, almost impossible to follow. Amid the howls of the wolves, the friends noticed a humanoid shadow moving among the trees. It was large and gray, making it almost invisible in the darkness of the night. They tried to illuminate it with their flashlights, trying to identify what it was, but it seemed that the creature knew how to dodge the light. Fear now engulfed them all, and they knew they needed to find shelter before it was too late. As the creature appeared, silence fell over the forest, as if the animals had vanished with the sunset, leaving only this strange creature that seemed to be heading towards them. Every now and then, the friends saw bright red eyes peering at them from the darkness. They tried to run, but their legs felt as heavy as lead. Suddenly, the creature emerged from the forest and looked directly at them, revealing a noseless face and a horrifying mouth on a slender body standing over 2 meters tall with long arms and legs. At that moment, everyone panicked. What was that thing? How could they escape from it? They started running, but the creature seemed to always be 1 step ahead. Just when they thought they were safe, it appeared again. Felipe, who was very careless, tripped over a tree root and fell, being grabbed by the monster in an instant. He screamed for help, but there was no time. The red-eyed, sharp-toothed creature was extremely fast and carried the boy into the middle of the forest. The friends screamed in terror and continued running. With their hearts beating fast, the remaining 4 friends spotted an abandoned cabin in the forest and ran towards it. As they approached, they noticed that the building was in ruins, with loose boards and broken windows. They knew it wasn't a safe place, but they didn't have many options. So, they entered the cabin and locked the door, seeking temporary shelter. The interior was dark and dirty, with spider webs hanging in every corner. The friends huddled in a corner, trying to control their breathing to not make any sound that could attract the creature. Meanwhile, the feeling of being watched doesn't leave their minds. Until they heard a strange noise coming from outside. They approached the window very carefully, and as they looked out, they saw the creature lurking in the cracks of the cabin. Its monstrous features seemed illuminated by the moonlight, and its red eyes glowed like burning embers. Fear took hold of the friends, and they realized they needed to get out of there as quickly as possible. But while her friends panicked, Sophia, the leader of the group, kept calm and decided to explore the abandoned cabin for any clues or weapons that could help them survive. After rummaging through dusty shelves, she found an old diary. Sophia took the diary in her hands, with pages yellowed by time. She opened the cover and realized that the first pages contained detailed drawings of various animals in the forest. Each drawing was accompanied by handwritten notes, with precise information about the habits and behaviors of each animal. As Sophia turned the pages, she realized that the notes became increasingly complex and detailed. There were drawings of trees, flowers, and plants, as well as notes about the seasons and cycles of nature. It seemed that the author of the diary had lived in the forest for many years and accumulated a vast knowledge about the nature around him. Finally, Sophia came across a page that caught her attention. There was a drawing of a tall, pale creature with shining red eyes, just like the one they had seen in the forest. Below the drawing, there was a note written in trembling handwriting, as if the author was afraid while writing. "The creature of the night is a being of darkness that has inhabited the forest for many years. It fears the light of the sun and hides during the day. If you are chased by it, seek shelter until the sun rises again. The creature is dangerous, but there is hope of escape, that is, if you survive until sunrise." Sophia felt a shiver run down her spine as she read the words written in the diary. She knew it was important to share this information with her friends and began to read out loud, while the others listened attentively. Now, with this new information, they felt that there was still hope. Unfortunately, the creature didn't give the friends much time to create an escape strategy. The monster started tearing apart the cabin with a terrifying violence, revealing a deteriorated and decaying interior. The friends tried to escape, but the creature relentlessly pursued them, emitting indescribable grunts and leaving a trail of destruction through the dense forest. The sound of trees being uprooted echoed through the woods, as if the creature was possessed by a supernatural force. In the midst of the chaos, Anna was caught and dragged into the darkness of the forest, crying and screaming for help as she disappeared from the sight of her friends, who were left empty-handed and unable to do anything to save her. With only Sophia, Lucas, and Fernanda left, they fought to survive amidst the terror of the night, not knowing when the creature would return to attack them. After Anna was dragged into the darkness, the friends were paralyzed by fear and uncertainty. The dense darkness of the forest seemed to swallow them while the terrifying creature was outside, ready to attack. The starlight was weak and ineffective against the monster, causing the group's uncertainty to grow even more. Desperate, they ran towards a clearing, where they made a large fire that illuminated the area with a warm glow, hoping to keep the monster at bay. Even so, they trembled with fear, not knowing if the flames would be enough to protect them. The sagacious Sophia took the opportunity to discuss with the group what they could do to survive if the fire wasn't enough. She shared what she had read in the diary found in the abandoned cabin, and they discussed strategies to keep themselves safe, deciding to arm themselves with improvised spears and flaming wood. As the hours passed, the group was confident that the monster wouldn't return, but around 4:30 in the morning, the creature emerged from the bushes around the campfire, its red eyes shining in the darkness. The friends quickly armed themselves with pieces of wood they found around the fire, using them as defense against the beast. The monster roared loudly and advanced ferociously, but the group's determination was strong and they kept the creature at bay. Sophia, Lucas, and Fernanda kept the creature at a distance with their pieces of wood while taking cover behind the fire. The beast roared furiously and attacked with sharp claws, trying to capture them. In a moment of carelessness, the creature grabbed Sophia's arm with its powerful jaws and pulled her out of the safety zone. Screaming in pain, Sophia grabbed a piece of wood and hit the creature, but couldn't free her arm. Lucas and Fernanda joined Sophia in the fight, delivering desperate blows against the monster. But the creature was too strong and ripped off Sophia's arm, causing her to scream in pain and desperation. In the middle of the battle, Lucas managed to impale the monster's shoulder with an improvised wooden spear. The creature grunted but continued its attack. Fortunately for the friends, the sun began to rise in the distance, and the creature quickly fled to its hideout. Lucas and Fernando were relieved, but Sophia was severely injured and needed urgent help. They improvised a tourniquet to stop the bleeding and carried Sophia on their shoulders, running towards the road in search of help until they found their way and were rescued by a truck driver who was horrified by what he heard from the three survivors.